everybody, it's my Friday Live, and I'm only 2 minutes late today. So we're going to make this really cute and quick card. It is made with the Filled with Happiness stamp set. This is on the last chance list, so you only have a few more days to get it or until it runs out. So, you might want to get this today if possible. So it coordinates with the Modern Oval Punch. Now, the Modern Oval Punch, you will have to wait a little bit to get the Modern Oval Punch. It is unfortunately out of stock again, but you can still get it later on. And then the Time Worn type, see if it's gonna, yeah, the Time Worn type Stamp a Cut and Emboss 3D embossing folder. And this one is also on the last chance list, and it is on sale for like $6 and some change. So that's a really good deal on an embossing folder. So let's go ahead, get a few things out of the way, and let's bring in the paper. So we are using the white core paper. Now this is paper. This isn't cardstock weight, this is paper weight. And I have gone ahead and run it through the Time Worn type embossing folder. Of course, you just put it in, line it up. You have this nice little line at the bottom to help you get things straight. Um, so I did that and a 1/2 inch by 4 inch strip. So that will be for the inside. So let me go ahead and just put this away for a minute. And let's start getting our pieces ready. So we have our card base, which is our standard card base that we use for almost everything. And we have, it's 5.5 by 8.5. And let me check. I think I'm live. I should check that to make sure. Yes, I am. Oops. Hope you didn't hear that little crash back there, but if you did. So 5.5 by 8.5, which is half of an 8.5 by 11, and then you score it at the 4.25 inch mark. So if you are on here watching me today, go ahead and say a little hello in the comments. I think I want to go that way. Okay, and let's just get a bond folder and give that a nice crease. So let's see, what do we have? We have our card base. We have our layer to go on our card base. And again, this is 4 inches. Now I'm going to do a tear the bottom. So I went ahead and did this 5.5 inches. So 4 inches by 5.5 inches. And we are going to take, this is just a piece of a, like a nail sanding block, like for your fingernails. So this just has a really fine kind of sanding element here. And we're just going to sand that to get that white to shine through. Because if you're going to have a white core in the middle, you want to make it to where it shows. You can see all this fine little dust that's building up there. So we're just getting that just with a good sanding all over this piece. And just sand until it's, showing as much as you want it to. While I'm sanding, I'm going to go ahead and sand this other strip that we will put in the inside of our card to decorate the inside. Give that a little pizzazz. Okay, so There we have both of those. And we're going to brush away that fine dust that we've created by our sanding. So whether you watch this live or on replay, please do go ahead and give me a little shout out in the comments, ask questions, those kind of things, because I will answer them. So when you do a torn edge, the torn edge never really seems to be the same. So I'm just going to leave this one like this, and this one was a little different. So, don't worry if your torn edge comes out different for each project. So let's see. Oh, we need some ribbon. Next is our ribbon. So we have a short piece and a long piece. And this is the silver and white sheer ribbon. So it's sheer but has a silver edge. So it's kind of a sheer white. And so this was about 3¼ inches, and this one is about 7 inches. So this will give me plenty to tie. So this is Joy's favorite faux bow. So you take the long piece and you start to make a knot. And I want it towards one end, so I don't want to go too far. And then you have this little loop here, and then you have your short piece, and you slide your short piece underneath the loop. You guys have probably seen me do this many, many, many times. Then you're just going to tighten that long piece around your short piece. And then you just kind of play with it until it's the way you want. I have one I've already done that with. So then this is going to go up a little ways, not quite up to the middle. It's going to go about there, but I do need some glue dots. So let's grab some glue dots. And here is a little glue dot here. And make sure that the glue comes back up with your piece. Again, just a little lower than middle here. Maybe over just a little further. Then we're going to get a glue dot from the other end of our ribbon. And it came up, there we go. Now this will go onto the other side. About, try to get it straight, about right there. So you want it kind of snug. Then we are going to attach it to, let me see if my Stampin' Seal will work. Oh, it is acting up. So I'm going to switch. I think I got maybe a bad refill. So I'm going to have to call Stampin' Up about that, because that should be working just fine, and it's not. Well, now we're going to attach it to our card base, leaving an even border on the top and the sides. So there we have our background. Now let's work on our focal point. So we have a piece of basic white cardstock that is 2.5 inches by 3.25 inches. So 2.5 inches by 3.25 inches, and then this is just one that we're going to punch out, so it doesn't need to be go all the way across. This is 1 3/4 inches wide and just a strip. So I'm just going to put a little, basically just a little scrap piece that I've been stamping on here. And yes, here is my stamp. It says happy birthday, may it be filled with happiness. And we're going to use Night of Navy ink. And yes, this is a very old style pad. But we still carry Night of Navy, we still carry refills, and it's still working just fine for me. That's the beauty of carrying refills of the ink. You can use really old pads and still be able to refill them and use them for years and years and years. So we're just making sure that gets a nice good impression. And then we're going to, let's see, wait a minute, I'm not done stamping yet. Now I need to stamp this again onto my 2.5 by 3.25 inch piece. And I'm going to center that onto this. Hopefully I got that centered. So there we have it. So we have two pieces stamped. We have the one we're going to punch out the center, and then we have the main piece. So we're going to take our modern oval punch. See if I can get one without the light shining on it too badly. And flip it over so you can see through the window. And, yep, we're going to have to cut that down just a little bit. So that it will slide. Oh, I was going the wrong way with it anyway. Well, that's silly. Just center that into that oval. Now we have our two pieces that are stamped. And we're going to bring in some Stampin' Blends. So I decided to bring in some Stampin' Blends colors that are retiring as well. And they are also on sale, but again, they're while supplies last. So, you know, order as soon as possible to make sure you get it. So this is Tenetian Tide Light and Dark and Parakeet Party Light and Dark. So we're going to start with the light. These are our Stampin' Blends. They are alcohol-based markers. So they blend really nicely and they work really well with water-based ink. So you want to use a water-based ink like some of our Stampin' Up! Colors, or the Tuxedo Memento Black, the Mementos Tuxedo Black, I should say, and, inks, because those are water-based. Because when you use alcohol, you want to have a water-based ink. And if you're doing a water technique, you need a more of a permanent kind of alcohol-based ink. So they're reversed. Water-based marker, alcohol-based ink, and alcohol-based marker, water-based ink. So we have our little bird. Now we're just going to come in with the dark Tahitian tide and just give it a some little areas of a little bit of shading. Not going crazy with it. And see how it blends together so that you can barely see that there's any kind of a difference as far as a line between the light and the dark. You can see a little bit of shade difference, but not a hard line. Okay, so now we need the Parakeet Party light. And we're just going to do the leaves. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the color of this white core paper is Azure Afternoon. And Night of Navy card base. And Night of Navy ink for our stamping. So we're just giving it little touches of color. It really doesn't take long at all. And I love how it blends. There's no line like with some other markers. Of course, this is such a small area, I could have used the regular Stampin' Write markers because this is not a very big area. But I just wanted to use the blends, mostly because they're on sale and you have a last minute to get them, just, you know, a few more days or even possibly a few more hours. So don't forget that if you want any of the retiring last chance items that I'm using, to order them right away. Okay, so we have that. Then I want to come in with the dark and just do a little tiny bit at the base of each leaf. I know, it's just a tiny little detail that isn't really necessary, but when you have the finished project, those tiny little details can make a difference. Okay, so now we have all of our coloring done. And we're going to put this up on dimensionals. So we're just going to grab some dimensionals here. And yes, I like to put lots of dimensionals because I don't like saggy parts. So there we have that. And let's see, here's a take your pick tool. This has got the die brush on it, but it does have my little piercing end here. Now we're going to line this up, center it. There you have that. That turns out really cute. Then we're going to put more dimensionals onto the back of this piece. I know, lots and lots of dimensionals because Joy's a little dimensional crazy. So, hi to everyone who made it. And I'm glad you're joining me today, watching me make this simple little card. And you can use any of the cards that I make, any of the designs that I do. You can use whatever you have at home and do basically the same thing, just use the same layout. Okay, so this is going to go on here about like this. Okay, we have our sheer ribbon on there, and we're going to trim our ribbon, give it a little haircut. There we have that. Now we need some gems on here. So I am using the Festive Pearls. Again, this is another last chance item. So I know we only have a few more days, but just really wanted to use some things that you will, that I haven't used yet, that I bought and hadn't used yet, and I wanted to show it to you. Okay, let's get that kind of about there. Go a little closer, and then a final one, because I like to do things in threes, and yes, it went right under there. There it is, I found it. Alright, so there we have that. Then your Festive Pearls, it comes in the Cherry Cobbler. I think this is the old soft succulent, which is just a really pale green, silver and gold. So these are really nice items to use on your projects. And they're not just for Christmas time, even though they say festive. So now we need to do the inside. So I have my inside layer, which is 4 inches by 5¼ inches, which is just a 1/4 inch smaller than the card base, which is 4¼ by 5½. And, oh, let's go ahead and put this on first. So I'm going to put just a little bit of the multi-purpose glue on here. Kind of spread that around a little bit. Don't want to too much and don't want it to ooze out the sides. Okay, bring in my tweezers. I don't get my hands all completely gluey. Is that a word, gluey? Oh yeah, this one's just a little short, that's right. So we're just gonna go with it. It's just a hair short, but we're just gonna pretend that we did that on purpose. We're gonna move that down just a little bit so that it kind of looks like it was done on purpose. Then we're just going to attach that into the inside of the card. I'm leaving it blank. I can put a personal message in there. And just to let you know, there are some things starting May 1st that are going to be going up in price. You know, the times, call for price increases everywhere. Our groceries are going up, everything's just going up. But cardstock, cost of cardstock, and adhesives and things like that have gone up. Like the multi-purpose liquid glue is going up, your cardstock price is going up, and just some of your other things, like if you're interested in the what are these called? Paper snips. The paper snip scissors, they're going up in price just a little bit. Your blending brushes, just some of those basic things like that are going to have to go up in price a little bit starting May 1st. So that's another item that you should order before the end of the month. So there we have it. We have our little card, and I hope I still have somebody on here watching. And just give me a little goodbye, tell me how you like the card, and if there was anything on Joy's stamping area that didn't belong, put that in the comments too, because Joy's a messy crafter and she always has items on her table that don't belong. So go ahead and play along and put that item, if you see it, in the comments. So until next week, we will see you later. Bye.